It looks like controversial Roblox game studio GameFam has once again found itself on the hot seat. GameFam is one of Roblox's most successful and popular yet controversial and disliked game studios on the platform. They have developed and purchased/owned several popular games including Roblox, Starving Artist, Sonic Speed Simulator, and many more. They're apparently working on a sponsored SpongeBob event game and have also worked on other events like the SUED concert. But most of y'all probably know GameFam for the high amount of drama surrounding the company from the last year or so. And it's looking like some of the allegations made against them have been escalated not to just Twitter callouts, but legal complaints. You may remember back in December of 2022, multiple people came out saying they had been underpaid while employed for GameFam. There was this wave of people claiming to be ex-employees calling out GameFam for allegedly being simply a bad company to work for. One person accused GameFam of randomly firing them without notice and GameFam encouraging her to work for free. Another person claimed that GameFam project managers were control freaks and that they got ghosted by HR when fired. Others accused GameFam of paying developers way too little and kinda trying to take advantage of younger devs by doing so. The big call out was from Purgatory, who said GameFam pays about 2 times less than the gaming industry standard. Digi also accused GameFam of randomly cutting hours from full-time to part-time and ignoring any questions about why that happened. The GameFam accusations really blew up, forcing GameFam to make a response which may have been the worst response I've ever seen anywhere. Y'all have probably seen it already, but basically instead of responding to the accusations, they talked about how good they were. It was more of like a flyer for why you should work for them than it was a response to allegations, and evidently it was not taken too well. And now apparently GameFam has found themselves in some big trouble relating to some of the allegations made against them. Yesterday, Sonic SS News posted supposed legal documents saying GameFam threatened an employee and refused to pay that employee their bonus. The documents say GameFam disciplined the employee for discussing wages, hours, and other stuff relating to their employment. Sonic SS News made more posts about this which blew up, but today we have received word from the employee apparently involved in this. Artemis TD PR appears to be the person involved and posted a long statement on Twitter about what they say happened. But first of all, apparently this legal stuff has been settled and Artemis and GameFam have reached a settlement agreement. Artemis was going to leave it at that but has come forward with their story after hearing what other GameFam employees have been through. I was suspended without pay for a week because I tried talking to the CEO of GameFam about my salary/rank in the company and how I was being underpaid/a lower rank than I should have been, in my opinion, for the work I was doing. I was met with immediate hostility when trying to address working conditions, and when I brought up how I talked about wages with coworkers to figure out fair offer for the position I was asking for, since nobody else was a programmer ranked 4 in the company, they lashed out at me and then suspended me for talking about wages with coworkers. They forced me to reveal who I talked to about wages by name, threatened to fire me, called me toxic and poisonous, and also said, not verbatim, the discussion of salaries with coworkers stops immediately. Do not ask your colleagues what your salary is. Talk to me about your salary expectations. You don't know what other people do. You don't know what other people's situations are in the company. You have poisoned yourself. You have poisoned yourself with negativity. This is tough love. There is no place at this company for this type of negativity. We solve problems together. We don't go behind the scenes to solve problems. We don't make demands. We don't make ultimatums. Do you think it's good to go among your colleagues and spread dissatisfaction? You need to be seen as a leader if you want to stay here long. Leadership is about positivity. According to a Polygon article about this situation, it was GameFam CEO Joe Ferrans who was saying those things. They also failed to pay my final paycheck on time, refused to let me exercise my stock options after repeated attempts, including revoking access to my work email after one message I sent to them. Finally got access to those months after I initially requested it. Those are some very serious claims about GameFam which appear to be true considering there was a settlement in this case. GameFam now has to pay Artemis $5,000 and is sending out a letter to employees saying they're allowed to talk about pay, wages, hours, and other employment terms. This situation is a really big deal, not only for the company and its employees, but for Roblox and brands that have a presence in it. GameFam is one of Roblox's biggest game studios and has worked with several brands and has also worked on concert events. Them getting in this big of trouble and it getting to the media is a huge deal because we could see some brands separate from them. I'm not sure if brands like the NFL, Marvel, Mattel, Hasbro, Samsung, Ubisoft, Sega, Netflix, and others would want to associate with GameFam after this. There's been pushback from players who don't want to support these brands in the games GameFam owns, so there could be big changes. I don't think Roblox will take action, and I'm not really sure what they'd even do since the company just owns the games pretty much. But personally, I think we could see a drop in visits for GameFam games, along with less brands partnering with them in the future. GameFam's CEO has recently deleted his Twitter account, so we're probably not going to hear from him anytime soon. GameFam has also not responded to Polygon's request for comment and declined to comment when the filing was originally made. Hopefully the situation helps GameFam employees who were allegedly mistreated and prevents these situations from happening again. Looks like controversial Roblox game studio GameFam has once again found itself on the hot seat.